Everybody, and welcome to another video. So if you're a BigBear.ai shareholder, today was a great day, and we're all wondering kind of what's the reason why it was running up today, almost up $1 in price. And there was some news out there, but most of it was kind of trailing, and I expect there was some on December 1st. They increased the common share amount of shares out there from, instead of 500 million, they increased another 500 million, so it's 1 billion shares. So that's adding more liquidity, but it's also kind of diluting the stock more. And then also the Sage acquisition, and that has a lot. That was more recent news that was around the earnings. But there's some more kind of carry through to that maybe this is why the run up is happening. But it's a great day. Let's see if we can carry through with this. But it's always been, even since July, kind of back and forth in this range that was, between the $5 and the $8 range, even $9. So let's see if we can break through all that and try to get through all this chop here and really make a run for 9 or 10. But it's good to see it take off today, and it kind of settled off a tad bit into after hours, but not really that much. But tomorrow's Friday, so let's see what happens with Friday. But yeah, it was a good day today with BigBear.ai. If you hold that, I am holding it. But there's some analysts that are upping, their forecasts and more positive news there. But overall, it is a momentum day. It's just kind of really just taking off, trying to get out of these ranges that I think it will eventually get past this range here that it's stuck in and go further, way further than most of us expect. But they just got to keep improving their each quarter, getting better and better, like how Palantir did. But you can't even, people that try to compare Big Bear and Palantir, I really don't see their comparison right now. They're not really competitors. They do different types of AI that Palantir does and Big Bear does different. Just more for like the smaller scale than what Palantir is getting into. They don't really overlap, but they do. Big Bear is kind of more reliant on the government contracts than Palantir at this point. So that's the only downside with Big Bear, that has they're so heavy into the government contracts. But you got to just weigh those cons and pluses. Which one is better for you, which one isn't. But of course, Palantir always takes the cake for that. But if you want something in its infancy stages, I think Big Bear is maybe coming along. But of course, they gotta make more money every quarter, do better every quarter, just get more contracts, maybe even get into the public sector with private businesses and stuff like that, and instead of government sector. I may have mixed those up, but you know what I mean. That how, like what Palantir is doing, instead of all government contracts, now they're getting into consumer side, and they're trying to make it almost 50-50. I think that Big Bears can eventually do that, but it's just such a long ways to go for any of that talk. It's one day. It was a good day, but I really like the chart pattern here, that it's kind of has that base, really strong base, that I could see eventually getting through all that chop and then making its run higher to better levels. That I think eventually it's going to happen. But it's one day, so let's see what happens tomorrow into the next week, and see if it really does anything with to get going more than what this little 1 day run is. It's really nothing in the scope of things. You got to look at it like that way. If this is just baby steps to something, maybe something better. But if you're holding it, I think it's good to hold it right now. And it has a long ways to go. If you look at like the yearly and the 3-year chart, it's a lot better this year compared to the years before, which really is building up to something that just wants to break out. It seems like Palantir already did. Big Bear wants to break out. And if you're not familiar with the stock, it's BigBear.ai. It's BBAI. And right now it's trading at $7.02. That's what it closed at today, and it's down a little bit in after hours, but I think it's just it's wanting to do something, wanted to take off, and I'm glad I didn't sell out of it when they had those earnings, the bad earnings, not this quarter, the one before, where it was just way out of whack, and I kind of lost my trust with the stock, and I'm glad I didn't sell right there and just get out. And I actually added more, so it's full disclosure there. I added more recently, so I'm doing the opposite of selling. I was buying, trying to get that. So if I see some real potential, I might buy more, but it has a ways to go. You can't say it's the next Palantir. It's just BigBear.ai right now. It's not Palantir in any scope of things. So the overall market was good, but yeah, it was a great day for BigBear.ai. And on barely any news really to say anything. I mean, there's some news out there, but there's just, yeah, I guess maybe they're getting into robotics, but I think there's that the White House was mentioning AI robotics, trying to hype that up, I guess. But it doesn't take it helps some way, but it takes the whole industry to move on that. It has to be consumers that want those kind of robots in your house or helping you. You already see it on small scale, like vacuum, pool cleaners, helping out with all that stuff. But then there has to be some longevity with that stuff. I don't think you want to pay like $10,000 for an AI robot and the thing breaks in a few months. They gotta see longevity there. The same way how with you have a vacuum cleaner that's a robot that maybe gives you like a year or 2 or 3 out of it. Same with pool robots. Sometimes they last a long time, 10 years. Sometimes they last, if you're lucky. If you're not lucky, actually, if you're lucky, it lasts those 10 years, and then if you're not,